Hi, can you guys see me? Oh my goodness. Holy moly, was that ever ridiculous? I had to restart the computer. Geez, I just lost everybody. Hi, Rahul. Oh my gosh. That was a big screw up, wasn't it? Sorry about that, you guys. I was about to read for Satan and then I was going to read for Kevin. Thanks for sticking around. Oh my gosh. There's definitely some kind of interference vibe energy going on here. But yeah, I'm back. I hope Satan comes back. Okay, so yeah. Oh, there you are. Thank you so much. Oh, and I'm just like telling myself, be calm, just be calm. We'll fix it. We'll fix it. And it's like, no, not in the middle of a live stream. No. Oh. Okay. Okay, so I still have my list. All right, I still have to go by that list, but yeah, I don't know, some people aren't going to be here, right? So let's go on with Satan's read because can you repost your question? I kind of forgot what it was now. Oh, I think it was how are my finances going to be looking in the new year? That's what it was, and then we'll read for everybody else. So yeah, you guys that are here, you might end up jumping the line. Because if these people, if none of them are here. Okay. All right. So we're back and I'm going to, let's see. That wasted at least 20 minutes. So I'm going to add 20 minutes to this. Normally I'd stop at noon my time. I'm going to stop at 12:30 instead. Okay. Give you an extra half an hour. All right. Okay. So let's go on. Let's continue on here. Let me have a little sip of water after all that stress and anxiety. Oh my God. It's so weird. Yeah, no, it's so weird. It's like, I don't know. It feels like somebody is there pulling strings going, he, like, I know that sounds really paranoid, but it does feel like there's some kind of interference in the air. I think there's something going on there. I have never had that much issue with live stream. Okay. All right. Yeah, Liz, you know what? Since you're here, you might end up jumping a whole lot of people. Oh, hi. Thanks for coming back, you guys. Appreciate it. Okay, so I'm going to read for Satan, and then if Kevin shows up, he's next. And then if Kevin's not here, I've got Emiris, V, Rahul. So we might be jumping right over them and going straight to Rahul. And then Liz. Liz is here. And D question mark. Yeah, so we'll give the other people time to find me again. I don't know how you do that, by the way. I start the live stream and I go into the studio, and sometimes you guys are already in there waiting for me, and I'm like, how do you do that? I don't. This technology stuff is really weird. I don't know. Oh, hey, Martha's back. Aw. Okay, you guys, yeah, let's do it. Let's get back on track here. I'm going to add an extra like 30, 40 minutes to this live stream, more than I would normally have gone to make up for all that wasted time. Okay. All right. So what's going on for Satan, and how are his finances going to be looking? So we're doing like a WhatsApp within the next, I'm going to say like 3 to 6 months, looking ahead. Whoop. All right. Let's get back on track here. I got to focus. Focus. It's a little distracting, It's a little... Yeah, I had to step out of the studio to answer the door, and send that person away. It's like, go away. And then I couldn't get back in the studio. I mean, I got in, but like my camera was cut off, my audio was cut off, and I couldn't get it to work. Okay, anyways, blah, 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 Zola. All right. Sorry, Satan. I'm sorry it happened right during your just about to read for you, and then we got all mixed up there. So, all right. So Satan wants to know what's coming up financially in particular. If there's any other messages that can come through for him, that's great. Let's hear it. Anything else? Yes, please. Thank you. All right. So, yeah, what's coming ahead for Satan here? Are there any financial blessings that are coming? Any other, news? Anything to add? All right. Oh, my goodness. Okay, well, this is interesting. Okay, so Satan, the first thing that's coming up for you here is the Two of Swords. And the Two of Swords, when it's in the upright position, it means like you're faced with a choice, and it's kind of an unhappy choice. And it's not one that's particularly of your own doing, but this is something that it's important. And yeah, it's a hard one. The good thing here, though, is that you've got the Knight of Swords in the supporting position, and the Knight of Swords is like one of the best. The daemon attached to that card is actually Andras, who is like the god of war, right? And yeah, this is somebody that does not stop until they get what they want. So that kind of energy is going to be really useful for you, Satan, as you're moving ahead, because you're going to have difficult choices coming up. And right now it's also showing that maybe the finances aren't quite there. Well, I mean, that's what you're asking, but you do have this one. We got to turn it around and make it positive. Right now it's kind of like, finances are not happening right now, and that's a bit frustrating, and you want to move ahead. You've got new horizons and new sights to be seen and new things to be doing. And yeah, so what else is going on here? You know what? Sometimes this happens where it's like, again, static on the line, interference energy. It's preventing me from doing this. Hang on. I'm really sorry, guys, but I've gotta try to reboot this thing here, and we're gonna try one more time for you, Satan. And I do apologize. All you wanted was a read, and it's just been like this agonizing process. I'm gonna reshuffle, and I'm gonna ask again, like, what is going on here? Satan wants to know, what's coming up in terms of his finances moving ahead. So, like, that static on the line, like the first line looked okay, but then the rest of it was all static, and I was kind of going, oh, like, I can't read that. And sometimes that happens when you're reading, and you know what? You're better off to just say, like, just admit, it's all staticky and I can't understand it, and I need to ask again, and just do it again. And don't be embarrassed. Sometimes that happens. All right, so let's try this one more time here. Sorry. All right, so we want to know moving ahead. Oh, you're saying you love the opal shadow glare on the door to your right. You guys should see my window. I wish I could turn this great big computer around and show you. So I make things like this as well, right? And I've got them hanging in my window. They're beautiful. Yeah. I make a lot of stuff. All right. So moving ahead for Satan. Ooh. Interesting Interesting. So you just had a card that came popping out of the deck, and I'm gonna just keep that aside in my mind here. It flew out on its own. And I want to know, how it might relate to this reading. I think we're going to get a better connection this time. All right, so we're looking ahead for Satan into the new year. He wants particularly to know about his finances. In a way, I'm almost not surprised that that came up kind of staticky like that, because, I mean, we just had that great big interference and kerfuffle about like the whole studio. I got shut out of my own studio there for a while, where at least my audio and video was shut out. I was in there and none of the buttons are working. And I'm like, okay. All right, so I'm going to add to what that other one was talking about, where you had the Knight of Swords supporting you, and he showed up again in the supporting position, same position. So that's kind of interesting. Yeah. So once again, we have the Knight of Swords supporting you, and like I said, that energy is somebody that just doesn't take no for an answer, and when they set their eyes on a goal or whatever it is, they just don't quit until they achieve whatever it is. And the card that's coming up now as the significator is the Sun. And that's interesting. That would be Sorath. And they do tend to work together quite a bit. So I'm kind of taking that to mean that, you've got some really heavy hitters on your team there that are trying to help you out here. So yeah. The period where you were sort of like, hurry up and wait. And I know that you were in that for quite some time. That seems to be passing now. All right. So as we're moving ahead, and this is something you're working on, but it's sort of like learning to sort of trust in yourself, feeling comfortable inside of your own skin, kind of getting deeper into the layers of who Satan really is. And what is it that makes you tick, and what would make you the most happy, and how can you take the things that fulfill you and give you that joy and happiness and make money from them, because you need that in order to survive in this material world, right? And so there's that. The other card that's coming through is talking about that one. When I see this one, I think of legal stuff. This is Sishat, Queen of Swords. So that card, the literal meaning of that one has to, and that one is beside Andras in the supporting position. When I see that, I'm thinking about legal matters. I'm thinking about going to court, getting affairs in order, like making sure that all your paperwork is done. Get your affairs together. Get your shit together. I think that it's going to be really positive for you moving ahead here. Now, I know you asked about money. I'm going to try and see if I can get any information about that. But you do have the King of Cups here as you're moving ahead. And that one would be indicative of kind of like a person who's, they're very insightful. They're like a Renaissance person. They have many varied interests, and they're someone you can have a really deep sort of conversation with. They're very centered and grounded emotionally. So this is something that perhaps you're going to be working on as you're moving ahead here. Okay. Yeah, you know what? If I have to go for another 3 hours to make up for this screw up, then that's what we're going to do. I'm just going to keep going, and I'm going to try to get through as many people on my list as I can, okay? So for everyone else that's waiting and going, will you hurry up and finish Satan's reading? I will. I'm going to try and hurry, but I just feel like I want to see. Yeah, it's pretty interesting that Andras showed up twice there for you. Oh. So this one came leaping out of the deck. Oh, yeah. The other card that came leaping out of the deck, which I forgot to tell you about. Okay, so we just got this one. And that reminded me of the other card that leaped out. The other card that leaped out was the Devil card. And so that one is talking about, and that's interesting, because on the one hand, you're being told, get your affairs in order and really, if there's any paperwork that needs to be done, like make sure that you're on top of all of those details, because the devil is in the details, right? And then the Devil card comes, and that has got to do with, toxic people, toxic situations. And this is something that you really want to pay attention to and make sure that if there's anything like that around you, cut them out, right? And then we had this one came flying out of the deck. This one is talking about trying to be too many different things for too many different people, and spreading your energies too thin and wearing yourself down to a nubbin, and not having any energy or time or love left for yourself, right? And so, like, start doing some more self-care. Make sure that you're feeding yourself good, that you're eating good food. And really, if you're buying processed food, guys, you better start really checking those labels, because they are trying to sneak bugs into our diet. Okay. They want you to eat the bugs. You don't want to eat the bugs. It's extremely bad for you. And it should be considered toxic, really, chitin. It's actually really, really bad. So anyway, but just trying to be too many things for too many different people. Got a lot of hats going on. Reconfigure that energy so that it's working for you instead of against you. There could also be somebody that's draining your energy. I don't know if any of that's making sense. Oh, Andros was the first demon I was ever introduced to. He's one of my guides. I love him. He's awesome. He is awesome. Yeah. All right. All right. So I just wanted to finish your read here with a yes, no, right? So Satan was really interested in, like, are his finances going to be improving in the new year? Yes or no? Okay. So yes or no? Ooh, yes. You got the star. The star is like big green light. Big yes. I think the only one that's even bigger might be the sun. But the star is definitely like the big green light of the deck. And it might look a little bleak right now, might feel a little stuck right now, but it is going to start looking up for you in the new year. So that is my read for you, Satan. Sorry about having to wait and that whole kerfuffle and technical issues and screw ups and but we got your read, so there you go. And thanks for coming in. Have a great day. So just email me. I'm gonna oh my gosh, I will check my email within the next few days, okay, and then I'll get back to you. All right. And all right, you have a lovely weekend. So Kevin, if you did show up, Kevin, I don't see you now. Oh, there you are. Oh, I'm still here. Okay, Kevin, throw out your question. Satan's saying, I don't mind. Thank you for everything. Okay. Kevin, if you had a question, can you throw it up? Post it for me, please. Oh, there it is. Okay, thank you. All right, so Kevin wants to know, how can I remove the entity attached to me that's draining my energy? I had another reading about it and I resonated with it. Okay. All right, so we're going to read for Kevin now. Then the names that are on this list from the last stream that I had to end so that I could get back on camera and get my audio working again and everything. I had to actually reboot the computer. It's the only thing that would fix it. So I'm going to read for Kevin, and then we've got Amiris, V, Rahul, Liz, Emma, D, question mark, RT, AARTI, Sunny 16, Kimon, Lovely, Locks, Joao, Rhonda, Shirley, Rachel, Martha, and Taylor Washington. Let's see, I will add you, Miss Chris. MISSKRYS. Because you know what? Because that last live stream was so interrupted like that, I'll bet I lost half of the people on this list. So we're going to be going with the people that are here. All right. Okay, so let's go with Kevin, and we'll just see how far we can get, okay? The list is a portal at this rate. Okay, so Kevin's got an entity attached. Okay, let's see. All right, so what's up with Kevin, and what are the influences around him, I guess? So he is saying that there's an entity attached, and he wants to know how to disconnect from it. I mean, there's lots of different attachments, right? There's energy cords that connect us as people to each other. For example, when I'm reading for you, I'm actually connecting. And when I get a really strong read, that's like an energy cord that was connected. There's also entities that are no longer physical, and you can sometimes connect with them. There are entities that are non-physical or extra-dimensional, who are not human and never have been human. And a lot of those can be parasitical. And so those can actually attach to you. Some of them are kind of like, I guess you would call them like the astral version of like almost like amoebas or like very simple kind of animals, like almost like plankton or something, like strange little sort of parasitical kind of things that you can get them attached to. And then there's others that are obviously more self-aware, that would be as intelligent or more intelligent than we are. And some of those, like the reptilians or the grays, those are very parasitical entities. So yeah, it's kind of like, okay, if you've got something attached to you, then what exactly would that be? There's lots of things that can be attached. So it's like, okay. So we'd want to almost determine what what it is that you've actually got attached to you. I'm just trying to figure out how the heck am I going to ask that question. Okay, so let's do a what's up for Kevin. What's going on right now? What kind of entities, influences are around you at this point? Maybe if we can get a handle on that. So Kevin is saying it's a dark entity is what I feel. Sometimes our fear of what it is, though, can make us think it's something dark. I'm just throwing that out there. It's not always. Although, yes, if it's sucking your energy, then it's parasitical, which makes it dark. Negative. But yeah. Let's just see what's going on around you, shall we? And there's lots of little things you can do. One of them is when you take a shower, do it in a conscious manner, so that because water will actually slough off things that you've picked up during the day. And I'm talking about astral entities as well. It will actually cleanse you. But again, it's all about intention and will, and also belief. You will a thing to be and believe that it is so. Know that it is so. So, there's things like having a strong aura, right? All right, so what's going on here with Kevin? Kevin's saying, like, I have to sleep almost 12 hours and I'm still feeling sleepy. Yeah, there could be a lot of reasons for that. Okay, let's just see what's around you, first of all. Okay, it's interesting because the significator card that's coming up for you, Kevin, is the King of Rods. It's inverted, so in the when it's right way up, it's like someone who's very decisive, and they, you know, they're very much in command and control and moving ahead and so on, and manifesting very powerfully. When it's inverted like that, I take that to mean like right now you're not feeling very what's the word? Like there's some confusion going on there. There's some I can't think of the right words. Decisive. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, like that there's not a lot of decisiveness. Like there's a little bit of sort of not too sure what to do, which way to turn, which way to go. So the card that's coming up in your supporting position is the Chariot, which is somebody that is extremely decisive. Okay. And then the other card that's here is the Tower. Now the Tower, you know, is indicative of like sudden drastic change that strikes for like lightning out of a blue sky, you know, and it entails like big events. So we're talking about like losing a job perhaps, or starting a new one, or um, you know, ending a close relationship, or being forced to move is a big one. You know, that's a very big one. Most people absolutely hate it, like, hate being forced to move. The thing about the Tower, like, yeah, you can look at that and go, yeah, it's pretty negative, but it's interesting because the flip side to the Tower is that in a way it can be incredibly freeing, and that things that used to be so important and had so much hold on you from the past no longer do. Like it just strikes those chains and pulls them apart and frees you. Actually, it can sometimes be very freeing. And sometimes the thing that we think is really like a disaster, like losing a job, sometimes it actually just frees you up so that something better can come in, right? Maybe you're stuck and you don't have the wherewithal or whatever, or confidence, or you know, not knowing what to do. And so sometimes I think it's almost like the universe will say, okay, well, you know, maybe it's your higher self, I don't know, but something comes in and goes, okay, let's free this person up. Boom. You know, things like that can happen. So what else is going on? Well, again, taking on a lot of other people's things. That's actually another thing, you know, when you say that you've got something attached to you, one of the things that can be attached to you is can also be like somebody else that's living in a corporeal body at this present time as well. There are and they've attached themselves to you, and they're really sucking your energy. So you want to make a determination, like, first of all, who's doing it, you know. What else do we have here? Yeah, this is making you feel kind of like, it's making you feel kind of victimized, and a little feeling of powerlessness in a way, you know. I mean, it's really taking it out of you. Seeing quite a few rods. And the rods is all about like manifestation, right? Manifesting things. It's kind of like the wands or the clubs, you know, the clubs in a regular tarot deck. See if I'm missing anything here. Yeah, everything's kind of like there's a lot of stuff at a standstill right now, like in terms of like, do I want to make plans for the future? I'm not really sure at the moment, you know. There seems to be like it's like a bit of a a mist of confusion in a way. It does like, and you're kind of going through progression where you're like this, where you're taking on a lot of stuff and being too many things for too many different people, right? And then it eventually transforms into this. So like these are opposites, total opposites, right? Like this one is struggle and this one is success, and being able to finally, okay, this is the way I want to go. And now I'm going to move ahead. And in fact, as a leader too, right? So what is this entity attached to you? I don't know. Let's see. Is there anything else that I can ask? Yeah, I don't like the rental. I rented it, but it has a 10-month lease. Oh, D question mark is saying, I see the tower as illumination and enlightenment depending on the surrounding cards. Yeah, that's a good way of looking at it, I think. Yeah, because that's the other thing, right? It depends on what else is around it. I'm just trying to think like how. I can't think of like how I could phrase that question to ask the deck. Okay. Is this entity that's attached of a human origin? I don't know how else to ask. This is almost like something that, Kevin, you and I should actually do like a private one-on-one, because this is like really in depth. Hey, V is back. Yay. Yeah, you know what, V? You are almost up here. So don't go anywhere. Yeah. You didn't miss your turn. There's one person ahead of you, but I didn't see Amiris. I think Amiris is gone. Yeah. It went originally Kevin, Satan, Amiris, and V. But Satan got ahead of Kevin, and now I'm reading for Kevin because he came right in. And I'm not seeing Amiris, who would be next. And then after Amiris, it will be your turn, V. Let me see. Okay. Is this entity that's attached non-human? Yes. Is it, like I said, one of the lower orders of astral entities? Like I said, some of them are like simple, almost like animals or creatures, kind of like a termite, or you know what I mean? Like very simple kind of beings, all the way up to, beings that are just as smart or even more smart than we are. Yeah. I can't answer that part for you, Kevin. I'm sorry. I just don't have enough time to do it here. But if you want to contact me, I do have an email that's under the description box. Like, yeah, I'm feeling like this is taking a really long time. Okay, so is it a sexual being? Okay. That's a quick yes, no. Let's ask. But yeah, this is something that I think that we should, because it's going to take a lot of back and forth and a lot of like questions and a lot of probing, and I don't know, like, it's eating up quite a bit of time, and I'm just worried about everyone else on the list. Okay, so Kevin wants to know if this is like a sexual kind of a being. Is this a sexual being? Yes or no? What is that? Okay, so we got the Emperor. That's a maybe. Let's check the other deck. Is it a sexual being? Yes or no? No. The second one said no, and that was death. It's interesting that it would be death out of all of them, right? As in transformation, as in like passing from one state of energy being to another, you know, from the physical to the non-physical. I don't know. There's something about that kind of gets my attention. But yeah. Okay, so so the one deck said maybe, the other one said no, it's not like a succubus. Yeah, I don't think it's a succubus. It's not the feeling I'm getting. Is it a succubus? Yeah, you know what? It just doesn't want to answer. I'm sorry, Kevin. That is my read for you. Yeah, if you want like a really in-depth, we can do that, but just not here. But yeah, no, thank you so much for being here today, and thanks for coming in, and I really appreciate, I really appreciate you being here, and have a great weekend. How are we doing for time? Yeah, like we've got an hour left. Okay. All right. So I'm going to call for Amiris, and then after Amiris, it's going to be V. Okay. So yeah, don't worry, V. We're almost to you. Hey, Liz. Yep. Don't worry. It goes Amiris, V, Rahul, and then Liz. Okay. So like you're getting really close here. Don't go anywhere, or you'll miss your turn. Amiris, if you're here, Kevin says, thank you so much. It really helps a lot. You're welcome. Yeah. Thank you for that feedback. I appreciate that. Okay, so we're going to circle Amiris. V, you are up. So yeah, what's your question? Yay. Okay, V, it's your turn. Oh, did you post something? It looks like, oh, okay. Yeah, it's your turn. So yeah, if you want to post your question, that's great. And we'll do this. I guess I'll start shuffling for you right now and save time. Oh, okay. So V wants to know, what can I know about the situation that will help me navigate? My relationships with my family members are rocky. I can be very mean, and I don't know what to do anymore. Okay, so what is up, V? What's going on with V? All right, so this is a what's up. A what's up. A what's up. What is... Okay, so what's going on with V? One second. Okay. Hey, Joao came back. Yay. Hi, lovely lady. Joao wants to know how many people are ahead of you still. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've got 9 people on the list, but you know what? Because of that that mess that happened with the studio there and me having to restart the stream, I think I lost half the people on that list, which is good news for you guys that are here. So okay, so V wants to know about the situation that will help. All right. Okay, so what's going on for V? Is there any input in terms of how to solve this obstacle? They're looking for some guidance, input, answers, suggestions. pragmatic counsel, you know, good stuff like that. So yeah, what's going on, B? And how can we move ahead here? Oh, hey, lovely lady. Yeah, there's a lot of people ahead of you. There's not much. You might want to wait just a bit before you start posting your question, because I'm not there yet. I'm still reading for, yeah, got quite a few people. The list that I'm working off of was from the stream that got interrupted, and some of those people are not here now. So as I call them and they're not there, yeah, I think there's still a chance that we can get down to the secondary list. But yeah. Okay, so what's going on for B? Moving ahead here, and how can they move ahead? And if there's any other messages or pragmatic wisdom, counsel, you know, messages, that sort of thing, then that would be really great. Really appreciate that. Okay, so yeah. All right. So it's interesting, the significator card that's come up for you is this one. So this is talking about like just being in a kind of a mental and emotional fog and not really sure which way to move or which way to go. It's like it talks about things like that you've got really scattered energy at the moment, and you've got some choices, you know, like your success moving ahead is going to depend on whether or not you can make careful and focused decisions. And in order to do that, you're going to have to get more information. For example, you know, if you have significant dreams or your intuition gives you any clues, then, you know, listen to your gut. Always listen to your gut. If you want to know how to move ahead or what to do, and your gut tells you something, don't question it. Don't second guess it. Do it, because your gut's never wrong. And I'm also seeing here that like this one here is the Five of Swords, and this one is really about it's like, okay, so swords are like thoughts, right? And that includes what people think about you and labels that they will attach to you. And so here's this person who's sort of, it's almost like there's been a battle, you know, and you feel like you've gone through a fight or something, and now it's like you're kind of tired, and you're sort of trying to pick up little bits and pieces that you think still apply to you. So there's this process of gathering information, I think, about like you, where you got to go, what you got to do. And it's interesting because it's kind of coming across here that the limitation or the lack is really more in here, in your own thoughts, and in your own feelings, and not so much like it's the universe, that there's something outside of you that's holding you back. It's not that, because you also have this one, and this is the world, right? You know, so what that says to me is that actually, if you raise your sights from that sort of focusing on my cup is half empty, or, you know, that I'm a mean person, or yeah, like to kind of lift that focus a bit, and then you realize that actually the universe is not limited. It's not about scarcity. It's actually about abundance, and everything is there and it's available for you at any time. But part of being able to receive those gifts is being able to open yourself to them. Like sometimes we build our own prisons and we live inside of them, if that makes sense. I don't know if I'm making sense. Okay, so let's keep looking here. What else do we have? Wow, okay, so moving ahead here, we are talking about cash now. Yeah, okay, so what's going on right at the moment? You have been feeling also, and you have been through a battle, it's looking like, because, and it's not just emotional and mental, but this battle was also money. Like, and you took some hits with the money kind of thing, and then that's kind of how you're feeling right now with this person here, right? You're feeling a bit like that. And yeah, like if you're feeling a little stuck. And it's interesting because once again, the card that's sitting there that's kind of in the overarching position next to the world is the King of Pentacles, right? And that's somebody that's very, very grounded and decisive, and they know who they are, and they're very pragmatic, and they've got a lot of knowledge that's been gained through experience, right? They've been through the battles as well, right? They've been through those battles. And what I'm trying to get at is, once again, it's almost like, yes, you know what? There is a much broader vista. There's so much more for you out there. And sometimes we get in our own way, you know? Okay. And then the last card here, in the right way up, it's talking about like to be still and go inside and meditate and seek stillness. And this is not a time to really take action, but this one's inverted. So I'm looking at that and going, So it's interesting. Okay, listen to your gut. You know what the problem is, and I think you also said it. And you said, that you can be really mean. So that is somewhere that there's some toxicity there. There's some lack of self-love, perhaps, that needs to be kind of looked at and dealt with, because that anger and like hate is the opposite of love and being expansive, right? The anger and the hate is sort of more like it moves inwards, and when it's turned inside, it becomes depression, and it can become dis-ease, right? So this is something that you want to pay attention to. And the first thing to do that's coming to mind here is like to start really putting yourself on a mental diet. And that means like every time you catch yourself, you're looking at someone and you're going, you're a piece of shit. I hate you. Like fucking driver, like cut me off, like whatever, right? Really catch yourself and cut that negative shit out. Cut it off and consciously put something that's affirming and positive in there. And I know that sounds a little woo-woo, right? But it's true, right? We project energy, and what we project out into the world is what we get back. So you want to project good things, and those good things come back to you multiplied tenfold, right? So yeah, like one of the interesting ways to do that one, to work on that, is when you're driving. Because let me tell you, if somebody is going to trigger that road rage, it's going to happen while you're driving. And it's a struggle. And I've talked to my friend about this, and I was saying to her, I'm really working on consciously catching that. And so every time I catch myself doing that, I try to cut it off. And then, and also I'll consciously make an effort to be a bright point in somebody else's day, whether that's the clerk behind the counter, and take a few minutes, and if you see somebody that you think they look amazing, or their hair is amazing, or what they're wearing, whatever it is, share it with them. Just say, wow, and tell them what it is, and watch their smile light up the day. You know what I mean? Like, start putting that good vibration out there, and you're going to start getting it back. Right. And that this card is talking about that this is not the time to be still and to not do anything, that this is the time to start taking some action. And that would be a very positive way to start working on that, because, most of the stuff comes from the inside out, right? Yeah, sometimes the universe can arrange to have a surprise for us, right? And sometimes it's pleasant, and sometimes it's not very pleasant, but I don't know, because I don't believe in coincidences, right? Things happen for a reason. And the thing is that deep down inside in our guts, we know what we need, right? And so it's about getting in connection with that. And again, it's about the energy, because where you place your energy and your tension is what you manifest. So if you're not manifesting some good things, and relationships are rocky, there's a reason for that. And you got to start being honest and taking a really hard look at yourself in the mirror, and making some changes there. So yeah, that is my read, and I hope it resonated, and I hope that it helps you. And thank you so much for coming in today. I really appreciate you being here and spending a little bit of your time with me today. Let me just pick up these cards. Okay, so that was V. Okay, Rahul, it's your turn. Okay, 1 second here. I see that there's a bunch of new people. Whoop, excuse me. Burp. Okay, so Rahul, if you are here, oh, there you are. And Rahul wants to know what's coming for me in November. And right after Rahul, it's going to be Liz. Yay, Liz. We're going to get to you. We're going to get to you. Oh, Rhonda's back. Okay. Rhonda made it back. Yeah, sorry about that. That was just some kind of weird technical difficulty. I had to leave. I had to stop broadcasting and reboot the whole computer. Like, it's crazy just to get back in here. Okay. Okay, let me just see where I left off here. Okay, I've got Martha Taylor Washington, Miss Chris. Okay, so lovely lady. Okay, who is driving anyway? Oh, somebody named Dune. Rhonda. Okay, yeah. Rhonda, you've still got plenty of people ahead of you, but a lot of them might not be here still. So, and I know that Rahul is next, and I know that he's here. And I'm okay, so do we have a Rachel Brown here already? Yes, we do. Okay. I'm just checking my list to make sure I'm not missing anybody. Okay. So V is saying that people are trying to make me feel this way and that my family wants me to dislike yourself. But you know what, V? You are a sovereign being and you decide how you feel about yourself. Nobody else can decide that for you. And if your family is making you want to dislike yourself, this is going to sound harsh, and I don't mean it that way, but I'm just saying that sometimes, like I said, when we put this certain energy out and it's really negative, it comes back, right? And so you really want to look inside and take a really hard look at what's going on in there and put yourself on a mental diet. And just, and also, again, like hatred and rage can come out of depression, out of not feeling like you're enough, out of feeling like, you're this bad person when you're actually not. You're not a bad person, okay? And you get to decide how you feel about yourself. And what that means is that you got to start loving yourself more. So, okay. Asha. Okay. And we got Rhonda. Yep. Okay. Yep. And V says, okay. Yep. Still here. Yep. Okay. Lovely lady says they're still here. Yep. I've got you still on my list. See, it's a good thing I write this stuff down, right? Because if it had just been writing it down in the comments section, that'd be gone. Okay. All right. So I think that's everybody. And D question mark says, may I be re-added? You are actually here. You are creeping up here. So I'm going to read for Rahul now, and then Liz, Emma, and then D with the question marks. Then it's your turn. Okay. All right. Let's do this thing. Oh, hey, Schlock. Hi. How are you? All right. I got to keep moving here. Okay, so Rahul says what's coming for him in November. Okay. So, yeah, what is up for Rahul? What's up, Rahul? What's going on, my friend? What is coming towards Rahul? Okay, well, we had a card jump out of the deck here. Let's see how that fits into the read. Oh. Okay, so yeah, what's up with Rahul? Where's he at? Where's he going? Moving ahead here for the next month. So yeah, what's going on? What's coming towards? What blessings are coming towards Rahul? Is there any positive, bits of information? Is there any pragmatic advice? Timely advice, messages from spirit, or whatever you want to call it. The unseen. Ooh. That was me just being clumsy. Just dropped some. Feels different when it's just me being clumsy as to, and then there's other times where the cards just kind of come out on their own. And sometimes they come out in response to whatever I'm saying too, and they'll come out and answer me as I'm going along in real time. And it's like, wow. Okay. All right. Oop. Oh, I just knocked that card off onto the floor. No. Erg. Okay, 1 second, guys. I just gotta. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay. All right. Oh, Schluck says, I'm fine. What about yourself? No, I am very good, Schluck. If you check the description in this live stream, you'll see a link to my tarot decks. I am now published. So that's my big news. So yeah, go check it out. Go check it out. Okay. Right. So where's Rahul? Where is Rahul going here? Well, Rahul, you've actually got some pretty positive cards here. You've got the Nine of Cups sitting in the supporting position, and that is somebody that's just very, very comfortable within their own skin. They're happy. They're grounded. They feel confident in their abilities in the world and moving ahead, and just they're in a very good emotional place, basically, is what that means. And you are surrounded. The card that's like overarching over top of you is the 10 of Pentacles. So now that's an extremely positive card about money. And the interesting thing about that too, though, and you see it in the symbology on this particular deck, which is the Morgan Greer. They're enjoying that material success and the rewards and the benefits that go along with being financially secure with a partner, right? So it's like sharing your hearth and home with a partner. And I know you've been looking for a relationship. And it's interesting because the card that came leaping out of the deck was this one. And that's your queen. So if you're the king of your castle, here's the queen. I just wonder if it's like an indication. I know that I've read for you several times before, and it's always been work. I don't know. Maybe the tides are going to start turning here. Yeah, it's interesting too. It's like, I don't know, you're coming to you're about to reach some kind of an epiphany where like the things that used to be super, super important and high up on that list of what to do and where to go and who to, I don't know, just what you think you're supposed to do and be. I think that might be changing. And things that used to matter to you are going to be kind of put aside. And like, I think I said this before in another read for you, where it's like new doors are going to open and a new direction for you is going to start emerging. And There's also an admonition here about just, as you're moving ahead, if you could just remember, really, keep that business kind of focused too, right? So that means if there's documents to be signed, make sure that they're signed. If there's documents that have to be filed, file them, pay attention to that stuff, because it could be very, very important for you moving on down the line here, and yeah, you got to keep taking care of that business. Moving ahead also, you might kind of have a little bit of a hiccup. Like right now, you're financially pretty good. It might get a little hard for a bit, but you've also got the Knight of Rods here looking after the show, and that would be, it's kind of like your significator in a way. I'm seeing that as like you, right? Like someone that's young and in the prime of their life and is just out there and raring to go and confident in their ability to compete and to, make things happen, like somebody that's a mover shaker, moving ahead. So I think that will carry you over any financial sort of shortfalls that you might be experiencing within the next month or so. And like I said, just keep paying attention to that business. Keep, like make sure all your affairs are in order. If there's, like I said, if there's any documents to be signed or whatever, make sure that you keep track of that stuff. So yeah, that's my read for you, Rahul. Rahul says, finally change is coming. Yeah, I think it is. Just one more thing. I just want to... Yes, that's the other thing about the card that here that was talking about, like, you're coming to the end of a cycle, Rahul. And some of that change might not be of your own doing. It might actually be forced upon you. And sometimes I think, this is just what I'm thinking, but it's like whatever you want to call it, the universe, your higher self, whatever. Some people might think of it as God or whatever, the gods. That connection to divinity, all right, that we co-create with. Sometimes if you're really stuck in one kind of a groove and you really, for your own good, you really need to be kind of shook out of it. Sometimes change happens whether you will it or not. And at first it might seem like it's really negative, but then, you look back on it later and go, wow, that was actually really awesome that happened to me. And it really made me think, and it made me reevaluate my goals and where I'm headed and so on. And yeah, there's something to do with that, I think. But yeah, it's the end of a cycle coming up for you here, Rahul. So yeah, that's my read. I hope that it resonated and I hope it helps. All right. Thank you so much for coming in, and thanks for, coming back to the second stream, because the first one effed up. Yeah, I appreciate that. And I appreciate your patience. So Liz, it's your turn. Liz, yay! Fireworks, whee! Liz. Oh my gosh. You know what, guys? I don't think I can even take down any more names. There's so many people on this list now, and I've only got 40 minutes left. So I'm not gonna pause now to take down any more names. I'm really sorry. Rahul says, great read, resonates my situation. Have a great weekend. Thanks for that feedback. I really appreciate it, because honestly, I'm not claiming like I'm some kind of mystic poobah that just knows everything. Ooh, yeah. A lot of times I get feelings, for sure, and I'll get like images and stuff in my head, and the cards are like a focusing device so that I can help. They definitely help you to read for somebody for sure. But I kind of think it's more like the information is coming through the cards, and then it's up to me to try to do my best to decipher and decode what it is that they're trying to tell me. So it's nice to get some feedback from people, if it helped them or not, or so on and so on. Okay, Liz, so it is your turn. Emma wants to know if you missed your turn. No, Emma, I'm about to read for Liz, and you're right after Liz. So please don't go anywhere, because you are going to be next. Okay. And if Liz doesn't answer me in the next few minutes, I'm going to switch I'm going to switch the two of you around. And you know what, Emma, you're here. Post your question, Emma. Liz, I'm going to circle you. I know you're around. I know you probably just got called away. Yeah, feedback is feedback, and even if it's negative, whatever, I want to hear it. So yeah, Emma, Liz, whichever one of you posts your question first, I'm going to go with you, and then I'll do the other person after that. And then it's D with all the question marks in their name. You're after that. So that's the next three people. And then I've got RT, who I don't think is here anymore. I don't think Sunny 16's here. I don't think Kamon's here. Yeah, so like we're going to be jumping some names here pretty quick. We've got three people here, though, right now. Hey, Lovely Loxton. Lovely Loxton, you are still on the list here, and I am working my way down to you. I don't think you've got much longer to wait. So, yeah, let's just keep going. Okay, so it's between Liz and Emma right now. Whichever one posts first, I'm gonna read for them. Lovely wants to know if they missed their turn. No, and don't take off because you're actually pretty close, Lovely. Yeah, it goes Liz or Emma, and then D with the question marks, and then Artie, Sunny 16, Kamon, and then Lovely Loxton, and then Joao. And that brings us to the end of the primary list, and then we're going to move into the secondary list. Okay? And I'm not going to take down any more names at this point because, there's just no point. I'll never get to everybody, right? And I'm very sorry. I apologize to the people that are coming in now and they want me to take their name. And if you really, really want a read, you can always contact me through my email. I've got an official email that's posted under the description, and you can have a private read with me, but for that one, I would ask a donation, right? Okay, so Liz, oh no, okay, Liz, going once, going twice, Liz. Liz has been here the whole time, checking in. I know that she's around, but she's not right here at the moment. She's probably answering the doorbell or something right now. Okay, so Liz, I'm just going to circle you and put a question mark, and then we're going to go to Emma. Emma. Oh, okay, and you posted your question. Thank you. Okay, let's do it. Let's keep going. Okay, so Emma wants to know, what are MA's current feelings towards me? Okay, so Emma is romantically interested in this MA person, I take it. That's what I would get from that. And you're wondering if they might reciprocate romantic feelings. Are they attracted to Emma? That kind of thing. And so let's just do a direct yes, no, and see. Okay, so yeah. Make sure I've got the name right here. MA. Okay. Is MA even aware that he's your crush? Somebody you go to school with, somebody you're working with? You don't have to answer that. I'm just throwing it out there, but okay. I'm assuming that you do have some kind of interaction with him, or you wouldn't, because otherwise, how would he even know you to have feelings? So you're working with him, or maybe he's in the same class at school or college or university or whatever. Maybe hangs out in the same circle of friends, that kind of thing. And you just want to know. So Emma just wants to know, does this person, has this person noticed Emma, and are they interested? Are they crushing on her? Are they interested in a relationship? Okay. Let's check the other deck. Okay, once again, Emma just wants to know. So Lovely wants to know, how long does one reading last for? So if you're reading with me, like one-on-one privately, and I do ask for a donation for that, I have to. I'm thinking like 30, 45 minutes. You know, if it's really heavy there and there's tons of information coming through and it just feels right and we need to go a little bit longer, I will go up to an hour. But at that point, I'm going to say I'll cut it. Yeah, just depends, right? If we can get through whatever within 30 minutes, then it's 30 minutes and so on, right? But I would say kind of look towards 45 minutes. Okay, so Emma wants to know. You know, is this person romantically attached? Is there... Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh, lovely. Oh, how long does one reading last for? You know, okay, the live reading, I've never really timed it, but I'm thinking 5-10 minutes per person for the free read. I think some people it might take 15, but that's max, I think. I'd have to go back and actually time it. Yeah. Okay. So your friends. Okay. Yeah. I thought see, Emma, the reason I was throwing that out there is because I'm like, yeah, I think they've got to be friends or something, right? So I asked, is this person perhaps noticed you back? Maybe they think you're very attractive. Maybe they would be open and interested in romantic kind of a relationship. Yes or no, right? That was kind of what I was asking there. And so the first deck said yes. And we have the sun, and look at the symbology. Neat. Overcoming barriers, right? Triumph, success, achievement, moving ahead, growing something, you know, life, right? So yes, the first deck said yes. So I asked the second deck the same kind of question, right? And I'm kind of trying to focus on that. And like, so is this person, you know, noticed Emma, and so on and so on. And we get the Lovers, which is also a yes card, by the way, right? So, and it's also very interesting, isn't it, that it would happen to be the Lovers. So yeah, that is your answer there, Emma. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So MA's current feelings towards you. Well, I think that MA has noticed you, and it seems like you know, they think you're cute, and they're kind of entertaining the notion. So I don't know. Maybe you want to ask this person out. Take that bull by the horns. Ask them out if you haven't already, and see what happens. All right, so that is your answer, Emma. And yeah, thank you so much for being here today and taking a little bit of your day to spend it with me. Okay, so D with the question marks, it's your turn. Did Liz come back? Oh, hey, Nirali. Yeah, Nirali. I've got a ton of people lined up right here. I can't really answer that stuff for you right now. I'm reading for, yeah, sorry. If you really do want and need a read, I would suggest to come back next Friday really early, or, you know, if you want me to read for you privately, it's by donation, and you can contact me through my email, which is in the description box under the video. Okay. Martha wants to know. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You've got 9 people ahead of you, Martha, but I will tell you that I would suspect that probably half of them are not even here. at this point, because we did have those technical difficulties, and I think a lot of people did not come back for the second stream. I don't know. Last couple Fridays I've been doing this. There's been all kinds of technical issues. What's up, live stream? StreamYard? What's going on? Oh, Liz. Liz is back. Okay. Nirali says no worries, thank you. Yeah, no, you're welcome. Liz says sorry, I was getting ready. Okay, no problem. Liz, if you want to post your question, it's between you and the person whose name is like D with a whole bunch of question marks, which I can't really pronounce that. So yeah, whichever one of you two are up next. So, and it's just going to depend on which one of you. Okay, no problem, lovely lady. Lovely lady wants to know if it's their turn yet. Yeah, no, it's not your turn yet. There's still plenty of people ahead of you. But like I said, people are coming and going here. So I am... Okay, so Liz posted first. Okay, so D with the question marks in your name, you're after Liz. So if you hear me, just know that like we're almost to you. All right. And then I've got RT, Sunny 16, Kimon. And I have a feeling that all those people are not here. Okay. Schlock, you've got tons of people ahead of you, just so you know. Yeah, you came in fairly late, so I've started putting in the description box an email, like a contact email, where you can like reach out to me if you feel like it, and then you want a private one-on-one with me, and that would be by donation. But yeah, otherwise, if you really want to read, you guys, come back on the next Friday and come back early. Be an early bird, and you will totally get a read. Okay. Oh, Sunny 16 is still here. Okay, good to know. Sunny 16, stick around because you're coming up. You're getting really close to your turn. Okay, so Liz wants to know, what are Asher's current feelings towards me? All right, so Liz wants to know about A and their current feelings. So you're not speaking right now, perhaps, and you're wondering what's up with this person. I don't know. It's just a feeling that came. I don't know if that's correct or not, but I'm just wondering. Maybe that's what's going on. Okay, so how is, let's see, we're in touch. Okay. All right, so Asher's current feelings towards Liz. Are they romantic? No, that didn't feel right. I can't think of how to word it. Okay, so Asher's current feelings towards Liz. If you could give us any indication there, that's what's going on. And also for the second deck, if you could tell me, yeah, Asher's feelings towards Liz right now. Had a card jump out there, the deck. Let's put that aside for a second. You're saying he's not showing his feelings. Well, that's... Nope. Got static on the line. Liz. I didn't word that question very well. All right. All right. So that's not that was just, sometimes this happens and I'm reading and it just comes up like static, you know, and there's just nothing there. And so it's like, okay, it's kind of not a clear connection. So let's try something. Let's try a different number. Okay, so Liz just wants to know what's up with Asher. So, you know, what's going on and what's going on between them, if there's anything going on. All right, so what's up with Asher? What's up with Liz? Okay. Okay, so yeah, what's up with this person? And if they have any current feelings towards Liz, that kind of thing. Okay, so first of all, what's up with, let me get his name right. Asher. Yeah. Okay. All right. So what's up with Asher right now? Well, Asher is out there just like moving and doing and manifesting and making things happen for himself and working on that career, working on manifesting the things that he wants to have in his life and just moving ahead. So we're talking about the practical kind of considerations of day-to-day life. Okay. And is he in a good emotional place? Yeah. Very good emotional place. And I would say also somebody that is open to having a good emotional space with somebody else, as in a partner, right? And this is what we see with this card. And this would be him. And you can look these cards up if you want to get more further information. You can go ahead and look them up. I encourage you to do that because I can't remember absolutely everything. And you might see some connections later and go, oh, yeah. So you can get additional information. The other one is the Emperor. He's inverted. And I'm looking at that to mean, you know what? He's emotionally in a good place. And he's really thinking about his own stuff right now and his own affairs, his own business. And he's just moving ahead. Like this guy's very goal orientated and he's got a strong work ethic and he's just out there working away, right? And however, when I see that inverted Emperor, it makes me think, well, maybe this person's also a little bit immature, you know, in other aspects. You know, if you want somebody that is going to be a really good balanced partner that's going to have that reciprocity. I can never pronounce that word. That emotional give and take between two partners, right? Maybe this person just needs a little more experience in life to really become seasoned. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not seeing anything majorly wrong with them. I'm not seeing any like toxicity or hangups or anything. It's not like that. And what do we have for you? Well, Liz, the first one up here is the Ace of Cups, right? Which is really, again, a very, like, look at this. So you've got, this was for Asher, right? That's the 10. Happy, right? Emotionally in a good place. And then here it is for Liz. Also in an emotional good place and also somebody that is willing to give and take. So, there's a little bit of a balance that needs to be found with you, Liz. Yeah. I don't know if that means like balancing. I don't know. The feeling I'm getting is like, it's like a balancing in the terms of like really being clear about who Liz is and like being comfortable inside of your own skin and being confident in your power to attract other people and to keep them in your orbit, or to, you know what I mean, to be that good partner. And a lot of it is what we think about ourselves is what we end up manifesting. And so maybe there's a little bit of imbalance there. So be fair with yourself. Be fair. If somebody says, that you're beautiful, don't go, oh no, I'm not. You know how some people do that? They can't take a compliment. If you tell them something nice about themselves, they're like, oh no, that's not me. So they're not totally comfortable inside their own skin. They're not allowing that and saying, yeah, that's me. Yeah. Thank you. That kind of a thing. Maybe there's something like that going on. Let's see. Okay. The other card that's here for you, Liz, is the Page of Pentacles. And the interesting thing about that card is that you might be receiving some good news about money and finance, because that's what that card talks about. Yeah, and just being persistent and following what it is that you desire, and that there might be some real doors that are going to start opening for you. And that could be like educational opportunities, or just maybe a new job, or just like, things are happening there. Things are happening there. It's not stuck by any means. So now we come to what's between the two of you. Well, I'm not seeing anything hidden. In fact, holy shit, I just realized. Excuse me. Yeah, so I'm looking at the cards, like what's between them. Both decks gave me the moon, and they're both inverted. That's meaningful. I would suggest for you to look that up. Look at reversed moon meanings and see if any of that stuff resonates for you. There's quite a bit of information about what that means, more than I can, say off the top of my head, right? But it's just, I think it's very, very interesting when the same card comes up like that, because now I'm looking at these cards, and these are the ones that are in between the two of you, right? So I just think that, yeah, there's something significant there. If you looked at the moon the right way up, it would be talking about things like trusting your gut, and being like able to look under the covers and be able to discern hidden motivations and agendas, things like that, right? So here it's like, well, there's a lack of being able to look under the covers. There's which kind of makes sense, right? Because you're not really clear between what's going on between you and this other person. So maybe there needs to be more talk. Maybe there needs to be more exchange of information. Put some cards on the table and let them see, hey, I'm interested in you. Is this something that you might reciprocate? Like, you are not stuck. You are not stuck, and you are not tied. You have the power to make these choices. And if there's something that you want to make happen between the two of you, you can, there's nobody stopping you. You can make choices, and you can take action as well, instead of waiting for this other person to make the first move. Right. I think that there is possibility there. I'm seeing some things that are like common here. For example, you're both emotionally in a good place and ready to share that with somebody else. So, I mean, that's a pretty positive omen and indicative that, yeah, there could be something there for you. So, yeah, I invite you to check that out. But Liz, that's my read. I hope that it helps. I hope it resonates for you. Thank you for your patience. My goodness, you really stuck it out. And, I know you've been waiting quite a while to get that read. So, thank you. And yeah, I appreciate that. Have a great day. Liz, there was particular cards. Like when I do the read, I'm looking at like what's going on for this other person, what's going on for you, and then what's in between the two of you. And the cards that come into the line of what's between the two of you, you got the moon twice from both decks. Both decks gave you the exact same card in reverse. So I would look that up and see what it means, and see if anything is resonating there for you. I would definitely look it up, because it's like getting a recurring dream. A a lot of times we get information that comes to us via our dreams, right? And if you, if you are not getting that message, your higher self or whatever you want to call it, will keep sending. It'll keep sending because it's like it's calling and it's calling and it's calling and you're not picking up the phone. And it'll keep persisting until you get that message and go, okay, I get it. Okay, yeah, I heard you. I got it. And then it'll stop. And so when I see the same cards coming up like that from two different decks, what are the odds, right? There's 78 cards in a tarot deck. And there's 80 in my tarot deck. So like that's a lot of cards. So what are the odds that the same identical card comes up twice like that side by side? That's interesting. Yeah, I think there's something significant about that. So I invite you to look that up. Liz says, thank you so much. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Thanks for taking the time to spend a little bit of time with me today. Yeah. Okay, so that is Liz. So D with the question marks. If you're still around, I have a feeling you've taken off, but if you're still here, you would be next. And then Artie, I'm pretty sure Artie's not here. Okay, and then the next person, Liz is saying, thank you so much. I appreciate it. You're welcome. Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, you're saying he's not showing his feelings. Well, maybe you want to show yours. Maybe you want to ask him out. I don't know. Try and spend some time with him. Okay, so D with the question marks. Oh, Sunny 16. Are you still around? Sunny 16. Okay, I'm going to circle. What about Kimon? Kimon, are you here? Kimon. Oh, there she is. D with the question marks. Okay, D with the question marks. If you want to post a question, it's your turn. Yeah. Okay, and then after D with the question marks, we've got RT, Sunny 16, Kimon, Lovely, Loxlin, Lens, and then Joao, and then Rhonda, Shirley S. And that's enough to go on with here because I've got about 10 or 15 minutes left in the stream and I can feel my energy kind of running out here because I'm gonna have to end it pretty soon. Okay. Question. Received a telepathic message from an acquaintance, Eugene. What was that? What was the telepathic message regarding? Is that right? Oh, Joao, keep sticking around. Might get to you pretty quick. Joao, you did not get missed. You did not get passed over. I haven't gotten to you yet. So I'm about to read for D with the question marks. And then RT, whom I don't think is here. And then Sunny 16, who might be around. Kimon, I don't think is here. Lovely Loxlins. I don't think they're here either. And then it would be you, Joao. Okay, so. Okay. All right, so this is an interesting question from D with question marks. So they want to see if I can divine, but it's not me, okay? It's the cards. Oh, there you are. Lovely Luxtons. You are here. I didn't think you were around. I thought you were gone. Silly of me. Okay. I'm just trying to think. I'm trying to think like how to word this. Just hang on. Received a telepathic message from an acquaintance. And what was that message regarding? Okay, so D wants to know what this communication that they received was about. I don't know. Well, we'll see. Let's see what the cards say. So what's going on, D? What is up, D? Let's see if that will come out in the read. Well, one thing that's coming out here is talking about goals for the future, and that there's not much going on there in terms of like making plans together and making goals for the future. But I am seeing something here that's got to do with money. And that one's talking about self-improvement and possibly some kind of a new vocation, finding something new for yourself to do. So on the one hand, it's saying here, no, it's not. Okay, well, that's a little contradictory, isn't it? Because one of them is saying, yeah, there's not much going on in terms of making new goals and so on. And then the other one is talking about new vocations. All right, so that's about as clear as mud. Let's see, what else do we got? Okay. So the other thing that's coming up here has to do with perhaps blaming oneself about something that they did or they think they did or that they failed or somehow they think they failed or whatever. But like just feeling kind of sad and abandoned and basically like regrets, like something that, crying over spilt milk in a sense, right? And that those are emotional priorities that sort of need to be managed, and that is it possible to move forward on any kind of long-term goal or plan with somebody else when you're kind of needing to take some time out to look inside and do some checking and make sure that things are working okay, and you've looked under the hood, and if there's emotional priorities that need to be dealt with, that you deal with them. Like maybe that's what this is really about. Let's see, and then we've also got it's interesting. Now this one is the 5 of Pentacles, and that one was talking about like a preoccupation with practical difficulties. And so there it is again, this lack of moving ahead. Like, again, I don't know, making goals and plans with somebody, that there's some kind of need to do some introspection. And that there might be a certain lack of faith in oneself. Basically, cast off unnecessary stuff and start putting your talent to good use. Because you've got the talents, you've got the skills. Like if there's self-doubt, if there's, no. Interesting. I know, lovely Loxton. I know. Saying I've been here for ages. We're almost down to you. Okay, well, let's see. Since he was in some kind of pain, and I hope he finds his way with his life. Just hoping that they weren't in any danger on my end. I'm not interested in him romantically. Yeah, I didn't see anything here that's romantic whatsoever. It was more about there's no goals and plans between the two of you. You've got the Five of Cups, which was talking about managing emotional priorities, right? So perhaps that's really more to that person and not so much to you. And what was that? Yeah, just a sense of, I don't know, there seems to, the overriding theme between these ones is sort of like a sense of demoralization and emotional kind of pain. So maybe that's what you're picking up on. He's brilliant, and I think he's trying to learn how to not be his own worst enemy. Yeah. Well, yeah. So that just so you know, if you wanted to look it up. So that's the Three of Rods inverted, the Five of Cups, the Five of Pentacles, and the Eight of Pentacles. And those ones were all in the upright position like this. Okay. So if you wanted to go and check that out, I'm trying to hold my fingers out of the way. Ah, okay. So these ones were upright. This one's inverted. Okay. All right. Yeah, trying to learn how not to be his own worst enemy. Oh, we all do that, though, don't we? I know I spent a long time being my own worst enemy, It's that whole thing about managing those emotional priorities and really keeping an eye on what it is, like the self-talk that you're feeding yourself. And, are you constantly feeling like, life is ripping you off and you're pissed off because your cup is half empty? Or do you look at things and go, wow, I'm really grateful for this day and what can I accomplish in it? And my glass is half full. Yay. And when you change, when you make that shift, it really opens doors, right? Anyway, I'm sure you know all that anyways. Oh, lovely Loxton. We're almost there. Okay. So Dee, that was my read for you. I wish your friend all the best too. And yeah, thank you so much for sticking around and for your patience and taking a little bit of time out of your busy day to spend it with me. Yeah, I really appreciate that. Have a great weekend. Okay, so RT, and I'm pretty sure Artie's not here. I'm going to circle him. Sunny 16. I haven't seen Sunny 16 or Kimon in quite a while. But you know what? We've got lovely Loxtons right here. So why don't you post your question? And yeah, let's do it. You've been waiting and waiting and waiting. Okay, lovely Loxton, Z11. Oh, there you are. Tens. Will I get first rank in the exam with 90? Okay, so you took an exam and you want to know if you're going to get like up in the top rank of people, high score, if it will be like over 90%. Yeah? Okay. Sounds like a yes, no. So okay, so Lovely wants to know if they got above 90% on this test. Okay. Okay, so Lovely wants to know if they're going to score in the first rank with above 90% score. Yes or no? Okay, the first deck said maybe. All right, so you want the scholarship. Okay, that's good to know. All right. Because you want the scholarship. Okay, so then let's make this question more specific, and we're going to say Lovely wants to know if they are going to be able to get that scholarship. Yes or no? That's more specific. That feels like a better connection to me. So yes, Lovely wants to know if they're going to be able to grab that scholarship, so they have to score really high in order to do that. Are they going to be able to get that scholarship? Yes, no. And again, we get maybe. Okay, let's check the other deck. Now, one of the reasons that it's not really giving a clear yes, no, it could be that, this is still up in the, it's still in motion, like it's still in progress. Maybe they're still, checking stuff, and who knows how many people are up against you, and, so sometimes when that's the case and it hasn't really been decided, you're going to get, this is what you're going to get. You're going to get a lot of, maybe. You're in the running. Okay, so Lovely wants to know if they're going to be able to get that scholarship. And so it'd be nice if you could give a yes, no. I hope it's yes. Okay. Aha. Now we get the Lovers. That's a yes. So we're going to go with that. Yes. You're asking me, do you see me getting a good score? And I just said, yes. Yeah. Yeah, that's the answer that they're giving. So you got a couple maybes. Well, maybe, and then we got yes. So yeah, you've done everything that you can. Just try to visualize the positive outcome for yourself, and I guess it's up to the fates, right? I mean, yeah, but at least you can rest assured that you've done everything that you can, and it all depends on how many people, Anyway, so yeah, I asked the second deck, and that deck said yes. So yeah, that is your answer. Yeah, and she says, thanks, I'm really anxious about it. I would be too. I feel that. Yeah, I would be anxious too. And I wish you all the best, and I sure hope you get it. So hopefully you're going to come back to another live stream and say, yes, I got it. Okay? Have a great weekend. It's nice to see you. Yeah. Have a good evening, day. Okay. So Joao, it's your turn. And yeah, Joao, you're going to be the last person, I think, that I read for, because I'm definitely feeling my energy kind of ebbing now. Like I've been at this for going on 4 hours. So I'm starting to feel it. I need to stop pretty soon. Okay. So yeah, Joao, if you want to post your question, any messages towards my professional path? Okay. So Joao wants to know what's up. What's up? What is up for Joao? If there's any messages, moving ahead on his professional path, if there's anything, pragmatic advice, things to watch out for, any messages, like stuff like that. If you could just give us that, that would be great. Okay. Oh, and hey, Joao. I don't know if you know this because you weren't around for the beginning of the stream, but I am now published, and I spent the last 10 years on and off working on creating a tarot deck, and it turned into 4 different decks, and I put a link to that, to the online shop where you can look at them, and it'll be in the description box. So if you're interested in that, yeah, go and look at them. Go and look at my tarot decks. They're beautiful. Asha. Okay. Sorry, I was just checking the list. I see something from Asha there. Still here for the last hour. Yeah, I'm sorry, Asha. There's a lot of people that want a free reading. And we did have technical difficulties earlier. Had to abort the first live stream and start over. But yeah. Joao here that I'm reading for is going to be the last read for me for the day. I've done almost an extra hour today, and I'm definitely starting to feel it. I'm running out of energy. So this will be it. So yeah, is there anything moving ahead for Joao on his professional sort of path? Pragmatic advice, counsel, messages, anything to kind of help him out. If you could give me that, that would be great. Ooh. Okay. Alrighty, let's just see. Interesting, because the card that's coming up for you, Joao, is the Page of Swords. And when it's inverted, and now when it's in the right way up, it means that the basic meaning for that one is like a messenger that's heralding change, right? And so what I'm wondering is, I looked at that, and sort of what popped into my head was, that you're waiting for the good word, like you're waiting for the word of something. You're waiting to get some good news. You're waiting for something. There has been sort of a cloud of mental confusion and just not really being sure of, like, for example, people, their hidden motivations. What are their agendas? Like, is this person really my friend? Does this guy really got my back? That kind of stuff. Like, so there's been a lot of questions kind of floating around you that I'm seeing here. And that is something that's passing, and you are now waiting for the good word, because you have been moving from, I don't know, a more kind of like emotionally stormy time, and also like has to do with thought. So we're talking about thought includes like law and written word and so on. And for example, documents, your affairs being in order, your, like if it was income taxes, that you've got all that crap. Sorry. But, you've got all that. I hate income taxes. But anyway, that's why I called it that. But, like to get all that stuff, like to get all your T's crossed and your I's dotted and blah, 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 right? But you've been going through this time. You've been having a time of it, and you are moving ahead, and you're passing out of that into more calmer waters. And you're not doing it alone. You're doing it with the help of some trusted sort of people, the friends, I think, possibly family. Yeah. And then as you're moving ahead here, the thing that's supporting you now is the King of Swords, and he is in the upright position. So this is somebody that is pragmatic and fair and gives very good counsel, and is also somebody that can wield that sword in the sense of, like, if there's somebody that needs to be put in their place, or some truth that must be told, or you want to get to the heart of a matter and cut through other people's BS, that's the guy, that's the energy you want on your side, and you've got that supporting you. So that's a good thing. And now here we see this. You wanted to know about financial stuff. Well, this is you moving ahead. This is somebody who is now going to start enjoying the fruit of all that hard work and labor, that, all that time to plant and nurture and grow. And now it's almost harvest time, just in time for Halloween, right? Samhain. I know I pronounce it wrong, but that's how I pronounce it. Oh, and how interesting. Okay, so yeah, very interesting. All right, so like I said, you're waiting for a good word, and that was this. This is the Page of Swords inverted. This is you right now. And then as we move ahead, here comes the Page of Swords again, except this time it's upright. So you're waiting for the good word, and then you get the good word. So that's good. And then you've also got that in conjunction with, enjoying the fruits of your own labors. And also moving from this kind of confusion and mental confusion to certainty and strength and clarity, right? So these are all very good cards, I would say. And what is that one? Yeah, you're not going to have any financial strains. There's not going to be any feelings of demoralization. You are putting your talents to good use. You are on the right track. You are moving ahead here, and it's looking pretty rosy, actually, for you. So yeah, that is the read for you, Joao. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Joao, that was my read for you, and thank you so much for being here and having the patience to hang in there until you got a read. So yeah, I appreciate that. It gets a little chaotic. There's so many people that want to read, right? Come on. Okay, I'm going to scratch you off, Joao. You have a lovely weekend. Come, I know that I said that I was going to finish with Joao, but Come did come back. And you know what, Come, you were pretty much the person right ahead of Joao. So you're here now. Let's do a read for you, and that's going to be it. I'm not going to do any more after this. I've been going almost 4 hours now, nonstop. Okay, so yeah, I'll read for you, and then that's going to be it. So yeah, can you post your question, Come? You had very good instinct to come back just now, because I was just about to call it a day. And here you are. Yeah, no, I'll do that as a favor, right? So yeah, if you want to post your question, that'd be fantastic. A general reading. Okay. Okay, so what is going on for Come? Oh, and Joao said thank you. RT. Hi, RT, you missed your turn. I'm sorry. Shakira, I'm really sorry. I can't add you now. I've been reading almost 4 hours, except when I was dealing with the technical difficulty in the first stream. But yeah, and I need to stop soon. I'm getting tired. Okay, so. All right, Come. All right, so what's up, Come? Okay, what's going on, Come? Looking at you where you're at right now, and moving ahead. If there's any messages, any insights, any, pragmatic advice, counsel, messages, that kind of thing. It'd be great if that would come through. And this is for Kimon. So, yeah. Okay, so, a what's up as we're moving ahead. General read is what we're doing for Kimon. We want to know if there's any messages. If you could show me that. And yeah, I don't know. Anything that I've forgotten to ask that you want to add it. And thank you. Okay. Okay, that feels good. Yeah, RT, if you want to be sure to get a read, I would advise to get here early. Get here early and then stick around, and you will get a read for sure. Come within the first 30 minutes to 45 minutes. It fills up pretty fast. Okay, what's going on? Come on. Okay, so Kimon, the feeling that I'm getting from these three cards, which we've got the Three of Rods, we've got the Ace of Swords, and we've also got the 10 of Pentacles. That one's inverted, so that one's kind of in the base position. So what I'm seeing here is like, you know what? I think that you're in a space right now where your mental clarity is actually really sharp and you don't have any patience left for procrastination or excuses. It's like, you know what? If there's something that you need to tell me, or there's something that I have to say, then I'm just going to say it, and you'd better speak up, because I'm not high on the patience end of things here. I want some answers. Like, if you're wanting information from someone, it's at this point, it's going to be like, you know what? I'm done with listening to excuses. You either give me the straight goods right now, or I'm walking. It's kind of like, it's a very dynamic kind of a place to be in, and it's a place where it's like, it's all about total mental clarity and balance and focus, and just really being able to hit that mark. And that means a lot of things. And one of those things could be seeing through other people's BS. It's just interesting too, because like the Three of Rods is very, very good. And that one is in the position that is sort of surmounting you. And that one is talking about, now's the time for you. This is your time right now. And you can start putting plans into action and making plans for that future. Yeah, like new opportunities are going to start happening here. Like seeds that you planted earlier are going to start, you're going to start seeing sprouting and growth. So, and it's interesting. This is a process, I can tell, because of the way that this one, the 10 of Pentacles, is inverted, because in the inverted position, what it's saying is that, you know what, your finances might feel a little stuck right now, but in other terms, you're overflowing with abundance. And one of those is like, to have that really mental, sharp kind of acuity of like, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I want. A lot of the energy and attention that we put out, and when it comes back, right, it all depends on where we're at, like what we're thinking, as you know. So now, as we're moving ahead here, I'm seeing the Tower, and it's inverted. And that's very, very interesting, because when the Tower is upright, it is talking about forceful, drastic change that is not of your doing and is out of your control. When it's reversed, it means that you're the one that's making that decision. And yeah, it's a forceful, drastic change, but it's something that you initiated. It's not something that is happening to you. It's something that you're choosing to make happen. So that's really cool, I think. Like that, If it's got to happen, at least it's better to do it when it's you're doing, you know? I can't think of the right words. Sorry. I'm kind of words. Yeah. It's interesting. Now, the thing as you're moving ahead as well, as you are like preparing to make some kind of drastic changes, and that could be like a new job or having to move to a new residence, or could be cutting some people out of your life and bringing in new ones, or you know what I mean? The other card that's there alongside that card is the Five of Cups, and that one again is talking about don't cry over spilt milk. Sometimes you gotta break a few eggs to make an omelet, kind of thing. Like it's harsh. It's a little harsh, but it can also be a freeing experience, right? It's kind of like taking your own power back. Yeah, interesting. What else? Yeah, because maybe you've been living in fear for a while and kind of afraid to take those steps, and then that can be a very strangling, limiting kind of a thing. And so it's like you're choosing to throw that door open and free yourself and say no more. And you know what? I'm not willing to waste my time playing other people's games anymore. And it's like now I'm going to take the reins, kind of a thing. That's the feeling that I get here. Because, where you put your energy and your attention is where you're putting your power, right? So you want to put that power, you want to be in control of that power, not handing it off to somebody else. And then that brings us up to, yeah. So what's going to be happening here as you're moving ahead is that you're going to start taking some charge, like really taking charge and making solid plans. Utilize whatever creative energies you have, your skills and so on, right? And start making some solid plans to pursue those goals for yourself, right? This is like, it seems to me that this is going to be like a real transformational kind of a thing for sure. When you see the tower upside down or right side up, when you see the tower, there's some big changes coming. And right after that, you're taking charge, and it really kind of fits because you've planted seeds. You're starting to see things happening. You want to get out there and start moving and shaking, and maybe you've been kind of fearful of that before, and now it's kind of like, you know what? I don't have time anymore to mess around, and I don't have time for games, and I don't have time for BS. So this is the way it's going to be, period. and whatever drastic change it is, and then after that you focus totally on your goal. So yeah. Okay, so that is what we're seeing here. Now the other thing that Kimon wants to know is obviously if there's going to be some money coming in. Oh, Miss Chris, I'm really sorry, I'm not going to be able to read for you today. This is my last read for the day. I actually did an extra hour. Normally I go 3 hours and I went 4. Yeah, so, and I can feel it. Wow, I'm really tired. Okay, so yeah. So Kimon wants to know if there's any money coming in too. Okay, so what we need to know is if there's going to be a positive change there in terms of finance for Kimon moving into this new phase. And that would be a yes, no, I think. So yeah, is there anything? Okay, let me just check the other deck and then I'll tell you what I got, okay? Okay, so Kimon really wants to know if this also entails like a positive alteration in finances. Oh, Miss Chris, I'm so sorry. Yeah. I've got a contact email in the description box underneath the video. So you can always you're welcome to contact me there, and you can arrange for a private read, and that's just by donation. So you can always do that. Or, if you'd rather just get the free read, that's fine too. And then I would advise to come early on the Friday. It's usually a 3-hour read fest. Okay. Hi, Tammy. I'm really sorry, Tammy, but no, I went an extra hour today. So I've done readings for the last 4 hours. And I have reached the end of my endurance. Wow, I'm really feeling that. I guess I'm used to doing 3 hours, but this 4th hour, wow, I'm really feeling it. Kimon says, thanks for sharing with us. Awesome. I appreciate your time and energy. Thank you. I really appreciate that. All right, so hang on. I just want to ask the second deck if we're going to be seeing a positive alteration in Kimon's finances moving ahead into the new year. And that would be a yes, no. Okay, well, this is interesting. All right. So the first deck gave us, what is that again? Yeah. The first deck said yes. So I'm thinking next year, right? It's almost the end of the year now. So you're probably looking at next year. Yeah. Anyway, it was the Empress. Now, the Empress is all about bounty and growth and creation, new opportunities, new jobs, new life, making things happen. And so that's very, very interesting that it would be her that would come forward and say yes. She's also the patron of strong women, right? The wise being that's attached to that card, the daemon that's attached to that card is like the patron of women. Now, the other deck, again, I asked. It didn't give me a clear yes and no, but the card that came up was the Page of Swords, and that's a really interesting card because that is a messenger that heralds change. And so, yeah, there's going to be some changes here, and you wanted to know if you're going to have a positive alteration in your finances. I think the answer here is yes. So, yeah, that's my read. Okay, so yeah, thank you to everybody so much for coming in and sharing some of their time with me. And yeah, thanks for your patience. And I wish everybody a really fantastic weekend. Yeah, it's really nice to see you here today. And if you're interested, I've also, just to reiterate, right, you can contact me and book a private read. But also, I also put a link in because I'm an artist. I've been working for the last 10 years designing tarot deck, and it's finally published. And there's a link to where you can go and view it, and that's in the description box as well. So I invite you to check that out. At least go and look at it, right? It doesn't cost anything to go look at it. And yeah, so yeah. No, sorry, you guys. Kamtria Mitchell, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I've been reading nonstop for the last 4 hours now, and I'm done. I'm gonna say thank you so much for everybody for being here, and I'm gonna say bye for now, and take care. Have a great weekend. Bye, guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.